Now, during that time, some registered members of the Lost Foundation of Islam accused me of changing the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Well, on what basis did they make this accusation? On the basis that it was different from what they had known, but not on the basis of the fulfillment of the Messianic Prophecies. So here again, we claim to be walking through the scriptures, but some of us stop and stay there. And when others continue to walk through the fulfillment of the prophecies, they're changing the teaching or are accused of that. So yes, my representation was and remains outside of that which was being taught at that time. And really that which is being taught at this time. But why? That's the question. Why? One of the most important questions that we don't ask. Why? So again, in the Bible, it states, in those days came John the Baptist preaching in the wilderness of Judea, the voice of one crying in the wilderness, prepare ye the way of the Lord, make his paths straight. More than one path. So I had to be put into the wilderness. Well, how was that done? So in my previous message, I mentioned the letters that I wrote to several women whom Allah revealed to me at that time I was to take in marriage. Now, for the life of me, I couldn't understand this, although it was clear. And again, as I said in the previous message, I informed the Honorable Louis Farrakhan of this in a letter. And he mentioned it at a believers meeting, but he did not reveal my identity, although many others knew it was me because of various reasons, as I explained in the last message or the previous message. Anyhow, the letters that I sent to one of these sisters and her parents, all of whom are registered members in the Lost Foundation of Islam, and whom I knew personally, ultimately were sent to the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. In other words, I was reported. But again, I had already made the Honorable Louis Farrakhan aware of this through a letter that he mentioned at the believers meeting, long before I sent the letters to them. So his mention of this confirmed that not only had he received the letter, obviously, but he thought enough of it to mention it. Now, weeks later, when I received the call from the official who presided over that mosque in that region where that sister and her parents live, that official communicated to me brief words that were directly from the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. He read those words to me. At least I detect he was reading it. It was on the phone call. And these words were along the lines, we don't do it that way. So you are out of the mosque, stay away, okay? Now, I did describe these circumstances in a message almost immediately after this event unfolded. But at that time, I didn't know how it related to the narrative of Joseph involving Benjamin, specifically how Benjamin was isolated under the pretext of the law. Now, I say pretext because I wasn't brought before any official of the mosque where my actions were condemned and then put in what is called Class F, where I would have been stricken from attending the mosque and being, I guess you call, on the outs of the society of the registered members, the community. of the lost foundation of Islam. Well, why wasn't that done to me? Marched in front of officials. My actions condemned. You're out. And everybody in the nation informed, don't associate it with him. He's in class F. Why didn't that happen? I'll tell you why. In that communication from that regional official who communicated words to me that were directly from the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, my actions were not condemned. He just said, we don't do it that way. And I was not put out of the Nation of Islam as many ignorant registered members have inferred. I say ignorant because the Nation of Islam is not some small band of people who attend mosque, rather mosques that have revolving doors at the same time. 10 people one week, 3 the next week. The Nation of Islam is all original people, and it also involves every planet in the universe and the populations on those planets. So this small thinking is the type of thinking that Allah hates, because it gives rise to groups of Pharisees that Jesus had to contend with, who see themselves above everyone else, despite the fact that death still grips them too. Moses was sent to civilize the entire Caucasian race, not just a small group who call themselves Jews. And then among them are Pharisees. So the registered membership of the Nation of Islam represents a society within the lost found Nation of Islam. It is a fold. This is why Jesus, the Messiah, could say in the Gospel of John, "And other sheep I have, which are not of this fold." So in that communication to me from that regional official, I was advised, not even ordered, to stay away from the mosque. And this occurred many months before I released the book on the domestic life, in which, according to those around here, I was so-called banned from the mosque in this area. I had not been out in months anyway, because I was told to stay away. So I haven't missed nothing. Well, why was I advised to stay away? That's another why. I asked myself that. But since those who want to spread slander about me, even to new people, I'm going to raise that question for you, since you don't bring it up in your own mind. You can't say, well, I don't care about it, that's why I don't bring it up. Well, you care to slander me. So you got some care there. It's just not in favor of me and the truth. Well, again, I had a job to do that I did not know too much about at that time, which was 7 years ago. But Allah made sure I stayed away because He allowed the slander against me to drive a wedge between me and the mosque in this region, meaning the Delaware Valley region. At least I know that. I'm not concerned with other areas throughout North America.